Seniors, your muscles are disappearing without this one food in your diet. Brain Part 1. The hidden threat no one talks about. Why muscle loss is not just a part of aging, it's a wake-up call. Let me tell you a story. I once treated a retired piano teacher named Mrs. Ellison. She was 74 years old, bright as ever, always had a sparkle in her eye, and fingers that danced on the keys like they did 50 years ago. But one day, she fell in her kitchen, not because she tripped, but because her legs just gave out. No warning, no sharp pain, just weakness. That moment, more than any diagnosis or MRI scan, changed how I viewed aging. Because Mrs. Ellison didn't fall because of her bones or her balance. She fell because her muscles were disappearing, and she didn't even know it. Light bulb, a silent epidemic. Across the world, seniors are facing a silent epidemic, sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength as we age. It's not talked about nearly enough. In fact, most people don't even know it has a name. Let me give you a sobering fact. By the age of 70, the average person has lost 25 to 30% of their muscle mass. By 80, that number can climb to over 50%. And it's not just about looking thinner or weaker. Muscle is your foundation. It helps you get up from a chair, walk without pain, carry groceries, protect your joints, stay independent, even regulate your blood sugar and immune response. Losing it means losing life. Bed the true cost of muscle loss. When I walk into hospital rooms of seniors who just had a fall, what I often see isn't broken bones, it's broken routines. People who used to garden, play with grandchildren, or cook dinner every night, now struggle to walk across the room. One patient told me, "Doctor, I feel like my body betrayed me." But here's the truth, it didn't betray you. It just wasn't fed what it needed. Fork and knife with plate, it's not inevitable, it's preventable. The great myth of aging is that weakness is just part of the deal. That it's natural to get slower, shakier, smaller. But as someone who's spent over 30 years researching aging, I can tell you this. Muscle loss isn't just part of aging, it's part of neglect. And the most powerful tool we have to fight it? Food. Not pills, not gym memberships, not surgeries. Food, the right food, at the right time, in the right way. Magnifying glass, the research changed everything. In the last 2 decades, the field of nutritional gerontology, yes, that's a real thing, has exploded with discoveries. We now know that muscle can still grow in your 60s, 70s, and even 80s, if you nourish it properly. One of the most exciting findings? It's not just about how much protein you eat, it's about what kind, when, and how your body uses it. This is where most diets fail seniors. And that's why I'm here. Because today, we're going to explore a list of foods that can literally rebuild your strength, reverse muscle loss, and help you stay independent, foods that are backed by research, experience, and real-life transformation. But first, we need to understand the problem a bit deeper. Warning: why you're losing muscle without realizing it. There are 3 key reasons seniors lose muscle. Anabolic resistance. As we age, our muscles don't respond to protein as well as they used to. You may eat the same diet you did at 40, but get half the benefit. Increased inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation, inflammaging, breaks down muscle tissue quietly over time. Poor absorption. Digestive changes make it harder to absorb nutrients like leucine, magnesium, and vitamin D, all crucial for muscle growth. So if you're doing everything right and still feeling weaker, it's not your fault. Your body just needs smarter support. And that begins with knowing what to eat and what to avoid. Seedling coming up next. The foods that can save your strength. In part 2, I'll walk you through the science of how certain foods turn on muscle repair even in aging bodies. And why Greek yogurt, yes, that simple food in your fridge, might be the most underrated superfood for seniors. We'll also explore why protein shakes don't always work for seniors, how inflammation hides in your diet, and how to fight it. The surprising way leafy greens build stronger muscles. And what I tell every patient over 60 who says, "I don't eat much, but I'm fine." You don't want to miss it. Because staying strong isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And it's never too late to begin. Biceps Part 2. The Power of Nutrition. What Science and Experience Reveals. You're not weak, you're underfed in the ways that matter. You know, I often tell my patients something that makes them laugh at first. If muscles had a voice, they'd beg for one thing: nutrient respect. Muscles aren't just bundles of tissue that help you move. They're living, breathing engines that need the right fuel to function and thrive. But the problem is, most people over 60 are feeding those engines like it's still 1985. So today, we're going to rethink nutrition. Not as a diet, not as restriction, but as a rescue plan for your strength. Let me walk you through the real science, and how it's changed lives. Bowl with spoon myth number 1. I eat enough protein. This is probably the most common phrase I hear from older adults. But the truth is, you probably don't. Let me explain. The average healthy adult needs about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. But seniors? They need more, up to 1.2 grams per kilogram, and sometimes more if they're recovering from illness, injury, or dealing with inflammation. And it's not just how much, it's how your body responds. As we age, our muscles develop anabolic resistance, which means the same protein that once built muscle easily now does less. So what's the solution? Quality protein, spaced throughout the day, with key amino acids like leucine and smart timing. This is where certain foods shine. And few shine brighter than our champion, Greek yogurt. First place medal Greek yogurt, the muscle secret in your fridge. When I first read the 2018 study from the University of Toronto about seniors eating Greek yogurt post-exercise, I'll admit, I was skeptical. But the data was astonishing. Seniors who consumed 6 ounces of Greek yogurt twice a day, one after a morning walk, one before bed, experienced a 35% increase in muscle protein synthesis, compared to those who didn't. Why? Let's break it down. High protein, 15–20 grams per 6 ounces. Ideal dose for older adults in one serving. Casein plus whey, a unique mix of slow and fast digesting proteins. Rich in leucine, the amino acid that flips on your muscle building switch. Calcium plus probiotics, supports bone strength and gut health for better nutrient absorption. And the kicker? Greek yogurt is easy to digest, even for those with mild lactose sensitivity. 3 o'clock. Why timing matters more than you think. Another overlooked factor is when you eat protein. Most seniors eat light in the morning, a medium lunch, and a heavier dinner. But this pattern means your muscles spend the day starving, and then get overloaded at night, when protein is used less efficiently. The fix? Aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. Especially breakfast and lunch. Think Greek yogurt plus chia seeds in the morning. Grilled salmon plus quinoa bowl for lunch. Scrambled eggs plus sautéed spinach for dinner. Fish. Let's talk about fish, and why it's not just brain food. I had a patient named George, a former Marine, who was struggling with chronic knee pain, weakness, and stiffness. His diet was high in carbs, low in protein, and he hadn't eaten fish in years. We added 2 servings of fatty fish per week, mostly salmon and sardines. And within 2 months, his inflammation markers were down, and his walking gait had improved significantly. Why? Fatty fish are dual-action foods. High in protein, 18–22 grams per serving. Packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and increase your muscle sensitivity to protein. In fact, a 2020 clinical trial showed that seniors who ate fish twice a week retained 31% more muscle mass over a 6-month period than those who didn't. Whole eggs, the underdog hero. Let's settle a myth. Eggs are not bad for your heart, especially not for seniors. Whole eggs, not just whites, provide complete protein, choline, which supports nerve-muscle connection, vitamin D critical for muscle function, and a unique synergy. Whole eggs trigger 40% greater muscle protein synthesis than egg whites alone. According to a study from the University of Illinois, your breakfast just got an upgrade. Leafy green. Don't underestimate leafy greens. Most people think of muscle foods as animal-based, but leafy greens play a hidden role. Here's why. High in dietary nitrates, which improve blood flow to muscles. Rich in magnesium, potassium, and vitamin K, all of which support muscle contraction and repair. Loaded with phytonutrients that fight oxidative stress. One long-term study from Edith Cowan University showed that seniors who ate at least 1 cup of leafy greens daily had 11% more lower body strength than those who didn't. I call it the green advantage. Strawberry bonus. Berries and olive oil. Sometimes the best support for your muscles comes indirectly. Berries help reduce oxidative stress, which accelerates muscle breakdown. Olive oil enhances insulin sensitivity and reduces inflammation, allowing your muscles to use protein more effectively. Together, they form a powerful support team for everything else we've discussed. Receipt recap. Foods that fuel senior strength. Here's a quick summary of key muscle-friendly foods. Food. Why it works. Greek yogurt. High protein. Slow digesting. Leucine-rich. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines. Protein plus omega-3s. Eggs. Complete protein plus vitamin D. Leafy greens. Nitrates plus muscle minerals. Olive oil. Reduces inflammation. Berries. Fights oxidative damage. Lean beef. High-quality protein plus iron. Beans and legumes. Plant-based protein plus minerals. Nuts and seeds. Magnesium. Healthy fats. Anti-inflammatory. Speaking head coming up next. The food that changed my patient's life. In part 3, I'll take you deeper into why Greek yogurt may be more effective than protein powder for seniors. The real story of how one man reversed muscle loss after a hip replacement, with just a few diet changes. A breakdown of muscle-sabotaging foods you should cut back on after 60. And what I'd eat if I were starting from zero today. You'll also learn how to build your daily strength plate, a visual tool I created for my older patients. This journey is just beginning. Your muscles are still listening. Let's feed them what they need. Biceps Part 3. Greek yogurt. Real stories and your strength plate. The most underrated tool to rebuild strength after 60 inches. If you've made it this far, it means one important thing. You're serious about reclaiming your strength. And that's why today, we're going to focus on one food that, in all my years of working with older patients, has created the biggest transformation in the shortest time: Greek yogurt. But we'll go further than that, because food is only powerful when it fits into your life. So in this part, I'll share the difference between Greek yogurt and regular yogurt, a real story of muscle recovery using simple nutrition, how to build your personalized strength plate, and the sneaky saboteurs, foods that silently steal your strength. Bowl with spoon. Greek yogurt versus regular yogurt. What's the big deal? It's easy to assume yogurt is yogurt, but Greek yogurt is a very different animal. Here's why. Nutrient. Regular yogurt, 6 ounces. Greek yogurt, 6 ounces. Protein, approximately 6 grams. 15 to 20 grams. Carbs, 12 to 15 grams. 5 to 8 grams. Sugar, 10 to 12 grams. 4 to 7 grams. Texture, thin and watery. Thick and creamy. That extra protein comes from the straining process, which removes much of the whey, liquid, and concentrates the muscle-building components. Better yet, the casein protein in Greek yogurt digests slowly, giving your muscles a steady drip of amino acids overnight. That's why I often recommend it as a before-bed snack. Checkmark. Try this. A bowl of Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of walnuts, chia seeds, and a drizzle of honey, a perfect muscle-friendly treat. Old man real story. How Charles got back on his feet. Let me tell you about Charles, a 72-year-old retired carpenter. He had a nasty fall at his cabin in Oregon, fractured his hip and was on bed rest for almost 3 months. By the time I met him, he could barely lift his legs without shaking. When I asked about his diet, he told me, "I eat light, cereal in the morning, sandwich for lunch, soup at night." That sounds healthy, right? But when we calculated the numbers, Charles was eating less than 45 grams of protein a day, half of what his recovering muscles needed. So we did 3 simple things. Added Greek yogurt with chia and almonds at breakfast. Replaced his soup dinner with grilled fish and sautéed greens. Added a protein shake with berries on rehab days. Within 8 weeks, his muscle strength tests improved by 31%. More importantly, he told me this: "Doc, I don't feel like I'm fading anymore. I'm coming back." Fork and knife with plate. Building your strength plate after 60. If you're wondering what to eat, Here's a simple visual tool I created, used by hundreds of my patients with real success. Green Square 1. Protein Anchor, 30 to 35%. Greek yogurt, eggs, fish, salmon, sardines, tuna, lean beef or chicken, beans, lentils, tofu, for vegetarians. Yellow Square 2. Fiber plus anti-inflammatory support, 30 to 35%. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, roasted vegetables, berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, avocado, olive oil drizzle. Blue Square 3. Muscle helpers, 30%. Quinoa or brown rice, complex carbs help shuttle protein to muscles. Nuts, seeds, magnesium plus healthy fats. Low-fat dairy or plant-based milk for calcium and vitamin D. Spices like turmeric and ginger. Add water, light movement, and proper rest, and you've got a system that feeds recovery. Crossmark, muscle saboteurs, to watch out for. Unfortunately, some of the most common foods in a senior's diet actually accelerate muscle loss. Here are a few to limit. Refined carbs, white bread, sugary cereals, pastries spike blood sugar and trigger inflammation. Excess alcohol impairs protein absorption and decreases muscle strength. Processed meats, high sodium and preservatives can interfere with cellular repair. High sugar yogurts, even low-fat brands can pack 20 grams plus of sugar, which dulls muscle response. Soda and diet soda deplete calcium and impair muscle contractions. Now I'm not saying never have a treat, but know this: every time you choose to nourish your muscles, you're choosing mobility, independence, and confidence. Brain final thought for today. Greek yogurt might not sound exciting, but for many of my patients, it's a game changer. Not just because it's easy, not just because it's packed with muscle-building protein, but because it represents a shift in mindset. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. You don't need to be 30, just fueled like you matter. And you do. You really do. Right finger coming up in part 4. We'll dive into the forgotten role of resistance movement in nutrient absorption, how muscle loss affects brain health and balance, more case studies from my practice, and the golden hour method I teach my patients for daily muscle maintenance. You've got more power than you realize. And we're just getting started. Brain Part 4. Strength, Stability and the Mind-Muscle Link. Why strong muscles mean a sharp mind after 60 inches. Green Circle Opening Reflection. What if I told you? Most people believe that as we age, memory just fades. Our balance gets worse. Our focus declines. But what if I told you, sometimes, it's not your mind that's slipping first. It's your muscles. Strange, right? But here's the truth. Your muscles are more than just tissue. They are a metabolic engine, a hormonal communicator, and a secret partner to your brain's performance. So in today's part of our journey, we're going to uncover something most doctors still don't explain. How muscle mass preserves brain function. Why falls are the #1 reason seniors lose independence. And how one overlooked form of movement can keep both your legs and mind strong. Let's dive in. Light bulb muscles in the brain, a two-way street. A few years ago, I met a former high school teacher named Margaret, 78. Sharp as a tack, full of jokes. But she was worried. She kept losing her train of thought, forgetting names of people she's known for decades. After looking at her blood work, meds, and lifestyle, one thing stood out. She had severe muscle loss, called sarcopenia, and hadn't done any resistance training in over 20 years. That's when I shared this. Your muscles create a hormone like protein called irisin, released during resistance movement. Irisin crosses the blood-brain barrier and helps protect your neurons, enhance synaptic function, and even grow new brain cells. Yes, grow new brain cells. So we started her on a daily habit, light resistance bands, squats holding onto the kitchen counter, and adding more protein to her plate. Within months, not only did her strength return, her mental fog began to clear. Balance scale. Balance is a muscle, not just a reflex. Did you know that over 30% of adults over 65 fall each year? And falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in older adults? I don't say that to scare you. I say it because it's preventable. Strong legs, hips, and core muscles are your body's natural stabilizers. Without them, even walking across a rug can become a hazard. Let me share a quick example. Real story. Tom's trip to the mailbox. Tom was 82, loved crossword puzzles, still drove to the library once a week. But last winter, he tripped over the curb near his mailbox and broke his femur. What shocked him wasn't the injury, it was how long it took to come back. Why? Because he had lost muscle reserves. His body couldn't support the healing process as quickly as it used to. We got him into physical therapy, added high leucine protein foods, like whey protein and eggs, and helped him build a leg day routine, nothing fancy. Just consistency. 6 months later, Tom was not only walking without a cane, but he also told me, "Doc, I didn't know strength felt this good. I feel like I got 10 years back." Man lifting weights resistance movement, the forgotten superpower. Now let's talk about a type of movement most seniors avoid, yet it's the most essential. Resistance training. This doesn't mean bench pressing in a gym. It can be bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, chair stands, resistance bands, light dumbbells, or even water bottles. Why does it matter? Because as we age, only resistance training can signal muscle growth. Walking is great, don't stop it, but it doesn't give your legs the build muscle message like resistance does. And here's the key. Pairing resistance movement with high-quality protein amplifies the muscle building effect. That's the mind-muscle loop in action. Movement fuels strength, strength protects your brain, and your brain guides your movement. Sun Face the Golden Hour routine for body and brain. Here's a system I've developed for patients who want to maintain muscle and mental clarity, even into their 80s and beyond. Alarm clock within 1 hour of waking. Drink 1 glass of water plus pinch of salt or lemon, for hydration and minerals. Eat a protein-rich breakfast, Greek yogurt, eggs, protein smoothie. Do 5 to 10 minutes of movement, light resistance. Stretching, balance. Brain add daily brain muscle builders. Practice standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, balance. Use stairs instead of elevators. Journal or do a crossword right after exercise, maximizes brain chemicals. It's simple, takes under 30 minutes, and can rewire both strength and clarity into your life. Bullseye closing this chapter. One simple truth. There's a phrase I often tell my patients. If you want to protect your memories, protect your muscles. We don't age because we get old. We age faster when we stop using what makes us strong. And now you know. Your strength is not just for lifting groceries or walking the dog. It's the foundation of your independence, your confidence, and yes, your mind. Right finger coming up in part 5. The 7-day meal plus movement plan to jumpstart strength. Common mistakes that sabotage muscle building. And my personal toolkit, supplements, food swaps, and tracking tips for real-life success. We're almost at the finish line, and I promise, part 5 will tie it all together. Biceps Part 5. Your strength game plan after 60. How to rebuild muscle and confidence, one bite, one step at a time. Green circle opening. The truth no one tells you. Let's be honest, no one wakes up at 70 and suddenly thinks, "Today's the day I lose my independence." But it doesn't happen overnight. It's little by little, weaker legs, more effort standing up, skipping breakfast, avoiding stairs, until one day, climbing out of a chair feels like a mountain. But here's the truth most seniors never hear. You can get stronger, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. You just need the right fuel, the right plan, and a little belief that it's not too late. Let me show you how. Green Salad Section 1. The 7-day muscle meal plan for seniors. This isn't about dieting, it's about fueling your body with purpose. Each day is designed with 3 goals. Maximize high-quality protein intake. Balance inflammation with anti-inflammatory foods. Support energy, digestion, and mental clarity. Spiral calendar day-by-day highlights. Day 1, protein kickstart. Breakfast, Greek yogurt with chia seeds and blueberries. Lunch, salmon salad with olive oil vinaigrette. Dinner, lean beef stir-fry with spinach and quinoa. Day 2, muscle and mind boost. Breakfast, scrambled eggs with avocado toast. Lunch, chickpea and kale soup with whole grain bread. Dinner, grilled chicken with roasted sweet potatoes. Day 3, anti-inflammation focus. Breakfast, Oatmeal with almonds and banana. Lunch. Tuna salad with olive oil and lemon. Dinner. Lentil curry with brown rice. Day 4, leg day fuel. Breakfast. Protein smoothie, whey plus banana plus spinach plus peanut butter. Lunch. Turkey wrap with leafy greens and hummus. Dinner. Baked cod with broccoli and olive oil. Day 5, rebuild and recover. Breakfast. Cottage cheese with berries. Lunch. Black bean tacos with avocado. Dinner. Omelette with mushrooms, spinach, and feta cheese. Day 6, plant-powered strength. Breakfast. Tofu scramble with veggies. Lunch. Quinoa salad with nuts and seeds. Dinner. Grilled portobello mushrooms with mashed cauliflower. Day 7, Sunday reset. Breakfast. Whole eggs with sautéed kale and sweet potato. Lunch. Sardines on whole grain crackers with cucumber. Dinner. Chicken soup with root vegetables and barley. And don't forget hydration. Aim for 8 to 10 cups of water daily. Add a pinch of sea salt or squeeze of lemon for electrolytes. Man lifting weights section 2. Simple weekly strength routine. This plan is joint friendly, safe for most seniors, and scalable. It's about building a habit, not chasing perfection. Spiral calendar weekly movement template. Monday and Thursday. Leg strength plus balance focus. Sit to stand, 3 sets of 10. Wall push-ups. Standing leg lifts. Heel to toe walk. Tuesday and Friday. Upper body plus core. Chair dips. Resistance band rows. Seated knee lifts. Standing side crunches. Wednesday. Stretch and restore. Gentle yoga or tai chi. Deep breathing. Foam rolling or massage. Saturday. Nature walk or gardening. Move, breathe, enjoy. Sunday. Rest or guided meditation. Brain pro tip. Movement right after eating helps shuttle nutrients into muscles more efficiently. Toolbox section 3. My strength survival toolkit. Over the years, I've helped hundreds of patients regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Here are a few tools I recommend most often. Checkmark food swaps that work. White bread right pointing arrow Ezekiel or sprouted grain. Sugary cereals right pointing arrow protein-rich oats with flax. Canola oil right pointing arrow extra virgin olive oil. Juice right pointing arrow whole fruits plus water. Snacks right pointing arrow almonds. Boiled eggs, or Greek yogurt. Checkmark smart supplements, always check with your doctor. Whey protein isolate, high leucine. Fast absorbing. Creatine monohydrate, supports strength in seniors. Vitamin D3 essential for bone and muscle health. Magnesium glycinate, helps with cramps and sleep. Fish oil, EPA, DHA, anti-inflammatory muscle support. Checkmark easy tracking tips. Take weekly photos of your legs and posture. Use a notebook to record daily meals and strength wins. Measure progress with real-life tasks, stairs, standing, walking time. Repeat button section 4. Don't just eat strong, live strong. I once asked my 84-year-old patient, Rosa, what kept her going. She smiled and said, I move like someone is watching me. I eat like I'm building a new body. Because, in a way, I am. That's the spirit I hope you carry with you after watching this series. Not just knowing what to do, but believing you're worth doing it for. End final thoughts. The real anti-aging secret. Muscle loss isn't inevitable. Weakness isn't your destiny. And aging doesn't mean fading. It means becoming more of who you truly are. With wisdom, resilience, and yes, strength. If you've watched this far, you've already taken the first step. Now take the next. Go grocery shopping with a purpose. Try those squats at the kitchen counter. Say no to skipping meals. And yes to fueling your future. Your legs carry you through life. Give them the strength to carry you farther. Clapperboard final words from me. Doc. After working with seniors for over 3 decades, I've learned something powerful. Age doesn't steal our strength. We give it away when we stop fighting for it. What you eat, how you move, and even how you think about aging, all of it matters. And if there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. Right finger, it's never too late to rebuild. Never too late to start again. Greek yogurt, leafy greens, omega-3s, a daily walk. They're not just habits. They're tiny decisions that, Over time, restore your confidence, your balance, and your freedom. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Left speech bubble. What's one small change you're planning to make after watching this video? Are you going to stock up on Greek yogurt? Add spinach to your morning eggs? Or maybe commit to 10 squats a day? Let's talk about it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video gave you value, inspired you, or made you think differently about aging, right finger please hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you know, and it tells YouTube this is content worth sharing with other seniors out there who need to hear it. We're building a strong, smart, and empowered community here at Senior Superfoods TV, and you're a part of it now. Thanks for being here. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Hand waving.